In the ancient land of Kosala, there was a prince unlike any other, Prince Sutasoma. From a young age, he was wise beyond measure, yet he took no pride in power, nor delight in wealth. His greatest joy was to listen to Dhamma and noble teachings, often inviting sages, Brahmins, and ascetics into his palace to share words of truth. Prince Sutasoma's heart overflowed with compassion. He treated all people equally, whether noble or humble. He firmly believed the most precious treasure is not power or riches, but truth and integrity. Once he said to his attendants, "If a man loses wealth, he may regain it. If a man loses health, it may return. But if a man loses truth, he loses everything." Thus, he never uttered falsehood, never broke his word. His honesty and virtue shone like a radiant light, winning the love of his people and the respect of kings from far and near. However, outside this peaceful land, a brutal cannibal king is rising. In that ancient land, there reigned a fearsome king, King Kusaga. He was no merciful ruler, but one infamous for his cruelty and bloodthirst. Obsessed with slaughter, he even fed upon human flesh, earning the dreaded name, the Man-Eating King. His palace rose high with fortified gates, yet its shadow cast only terror and despair. The people lived in constant fear, for many were seized, dragged into the palace, and offered as sacrifices. But destiny was quietly weaving a new turn. In this land of darkness, the righteous Prince Sutasoma would soon confront the terrifying King Kusaga in a fateful trial between truth and violence. The virtue and fame of Prince Sutasoma eventually reached the ears of King Kusaga. The ruthless man-eating king grew curious, desiring to test and humiliate such a noble figure. He sent soldiers to capture the prince. Sutasoma did not resist, for he knew that truth must be upheld even through sacrifice. As he was led into the dark palace, the people wept in secret, their hearts trembling with sorrow. Seated on his throne, King Kusaga sneered and asked, "You claim to guard the truth, but if I order you to abandon it, would you still dare to hold on?" Prince Sutasoma answered calmly, "I would rather give up my life than give up the truth, for truth is greater than life itself. Nasache vijamanepi, jvitam nasukhavaham, sakam hime patitanam, sakame paramodano." Even without life, one can still abide in truth. For me, truth is the very ground I stand upon, the truest wealth. King Kusaga's heart had always been as hard as stone, untouched by the suffering of others. But when he heard Prince Sutasoma's unwavering words, he was shaken to the core. The prince did not fear death. He was even willing to sacrifice his life to protect the truth. Such fearlessness and purity acted like a mirror, reflecting the emptiness within the king's cruel heart. The king asked again, "Would you truly rather die than abandon the truth?" The prince answered with calm resolve, "Yes, your majesty. Life is but a fleeting breath, but truth shines across generations. If I were to abandon truth, what meaning would remain in my life?" These words pierced through the king's pride and ignorance like a sword. He fell into silence, then finally lowered his weapon with a deep sigh. "Noble prince, your sincerity has humbled me. You have conquered me not with weapons, but with truth. From this day forward, I shall renounce cruelty and walk the path of righteousness." King Kusaga, humbled by the prince's truth, completely changed his heart. He abandoned his cruel and bloodthirsty ways and confessed with deep remorse. "Prince, you have conquered me not with weapons, but with truth. Guide me so that my kingdom may also walk the righteous path." Prince Sutasoma did not rebuke him. Instead, he spoke with gentle compassion. "Your Majesty, wealth, power, and pleasures are fleeting. Only truth and virtue endure. If you govern your people with justice and compassion, your land will flourish." From that day onward, King Kusaga decreed an end to slaughter and tyranny. Peace returned to the kingdom, and the people rejoiced. Prince Sutasoma had not only upheld truth for himself, but had spread it, transforming the heart of a king and the fate of a nation. In this tale of karmic connections, the lives of many beings are interwoven with that of the Buddha. Prince Sutasoma was none other than the Bodhisattva, the past life of the Buddha, who perfected the perfection of truth, Sakaparam, and transformed the cruel King Parisada. King Parisada in the Buddha's time was reborn as Devadatta, who often opposed the Buddha due to his ingrained nature. The citizens and followers who were liberated later became disciples in the Buddha's Sangha. Thus, we see that the power of truth not only transforms hearts in the present life, but continues across future lives, guiding humanity toward liberation.